The last paragraph says, Job knew that what was happening to him was not something that he deserved. Let's look at the moral level. This is level 4 below thinking. Levels of moral development, level 1, reward and punishment. It's right if you're rewarded, you're wrong if you're punished for it. Therefore, Job didn't do anything wrong, and he's being punished, so he didn't deserve it. Level 1. Level 2, marketplace exchange. Punishment is only appropriate if you don't fulfill your side of the bargain. You've got a bargain. Say this prayer every day for 30 days, and God promises to expand your lands and give you more blessings. You made a bargain with God. Well, Job fulfilled his bargain. He even offered extra sacrifices that weren't his. Therefore, he didn't deserve this punishment. Level 3, social conformity. Punishment is appropriate when one deviates from the group rules. Job didn't do that. It's not deserved. Level 4, law and order. Punishment is proper when one breaks the law, and the punishment inflicted is appropriate to the crime. Job didn't break the law, therefore he didn't deserve to be punished. Notice this idea of not deserving, it's level 4 and below. What Hebrews 5 says is immaturity, milk, not meat. Still focusing on the elementary teachings of acts that lead to death, the do's and the don'ts. Level 5, love for others. Love only exists in an atmosphere of freedom, and therefore, one who loves grants others genuine freedom, even if it's the freedom not to love in return. In a world where love is not supreme, pain and suffering happens to innocent people who do love others because they're willing to sacrifice self for the good of others, even their enemies. A movie that was just released this weekend called Hacksaw Ridge. It's about the true story of Desmond Doss. Did Desmond Doss deserve the right to love others more than self? And what transpired by his love for God and others in this world where love does not reign supreme in all individual hearts? Did Desmond Doss lose out because he loved others? Did his faithfulness to God's methods of love ultimately not only win for him personally in his personal character development, but won many others to God's ways?
Yes.
Level 6, principle-based living, understanding the design protocols for life, understanding what happens when one deviates from those design protocols, whether one chooses to deviate themselves or just happens. So if a tree falls on your house and crushes your leg, do you deserve to have a broken leg when a tree falls on it? That's what happens. It's the law of physics. That's level 6 thinking, principle, how things are designed. You're out of harmony with design. You step in front of a car and get hit by a car, do you deserve broken bones? If you're shoved in front of a car by somebody else and you get hit by the car, do you still deserve broken bones? If one drinks water contaminated with toxins because some chemical plant is dumping into the river that you're getting your water from, and those toxins are toxic to the human body and you get cancer, do you deserve cancer? That's what happens when you drink toxins, whether you know it or not. That's what happens. It's not a punishment. It's not an infliction. See, deserve can mean this artificial sense of deserve. You've done something to merit or earn it, or it can mean the natural consequence of what happens when you violate laws of physics, laws of health, and so forth. How do you hear it? Level 4 and below, which is imposed law, which means it's all artificial, or design law, which means it's a natural consequence of being out of harmony with design. Does the worm deserve to be eaten by the bird? Does the bird deserve to be eaten by the cat? Why does it happen? Why is this happening? Because Romans 8, all nature groans under the weight of sin. God's planet Earth is no longer operating in harmony consistently with his original design. A law of sin and death has infected God's creation, and these things are happening. Does the truth deserve to be revealed? The truth of God's methods versus Satan's methods. Does the truth deserve to be revealed to sentient beings so that they can make intelligent choices of which method they prefer? Level 7, understanding friend of God. Not only love for others, understand his design, but understand and participate in his purposes. God is working to resolve the sin problem, to eradicate all the deviations from his design and to restore his universe to perfection. Did Joseph get what he deserved? Did Joseph stay loyal to God, and did God allow events to happen for a larger purpose? What was the larger purpose? You have that larger view? Remember, Joseph himself said it. You intended this for evil. God permitted it. God didn't cause it. He permitted it for good. What was the good?
Preservation of the pathway of the Messiah.
Bingo. There's a controversy going on. Once Adam and Eve sinned, the whole human race is going to die except Jesus comes and provides salvation. Without Jesus, the whole human race is gone. We're dead. Satan gets busy and tries to obstruct the coming of the Messiah. First attempt, really the big first attempt, was the flood. At this point in history, there's only one righteous man left on the whole earth. Only one. All the rest of the people on earth are not willing to work with God. God acts to keep open avenue for Messiah. But after the flood, God narrows down his avenue and makes it known that he's not going to work with all human beings for the avenue for the Messiah. For that purpose, one family is going to be now the avenue for the Messiah, the descendants of Abraham. So Satan can now hone his attacks to this one family. And if he can destroy the descendants of Abraham, he destroys the avenue for the Messiah. And so what happens? He brings, I believe, a famine to destroy these people. God, foreknowledge, he didn't cause the brothers to do what they did, but he permitted it to allow and orchestrated the events with the dreams and all the other things that he did to allow Joseph to be in a place to protect the family and keep open the avenue for Messiah. This is brilliant. And did Joseph also find happiness and health in his life later on after 13 years? Yes, it was a hard 13 years, but he trusted God. And was the story of Joseph an object lesson that has inspired millions and helped millions come to a better knowledge of God? So there was larger purpose than just what was happening in the life of Joseph. And as an understanding friend, Joseph said, hey, I'm willing to do what you need for this larger landscape of a cosmic battle going on. And I'm willing to go into the breach, into harm's way for you, if that's what's needed to reach someone for your cause. And thus we see in the life of Job, God had a greater purpose in mind than Job's personal health and welfare. God is concerned with millions of people throughout history who have needed the lessons of the life of Job so that they aren't duped into a false system thinking of a health wellness gospel that if you do the right things, God blesses with wealth, and if you do the wrong things, then God punishes. The life of Job disabuses us of that whole false gospel. That a righteous people can have bad things in an evil world happen to them and they're still right with God.